everyone. Happy Saturday. I have my hair done, although it's a bit mussed at the moment, and makeup because I just finished filming the lookbook for tomorrow. Today has not gone as planned at all, which happens. I get that. We had our governor made an announcement yesterday. The day before he announced that schools would be closed throughout the end of the year, the buildings, that would be e-learning from here on out. And then yesterday, he announced that the shelter in place for Indiana would be extended through, I think, March 4th. I think that's what it was, or the end of April. It previously was April 6th or 7th, I think, but now it's been moved to the beginning of March. And he'd also mentioned that he was strongly suggesting that people wear masks when you're out and about with others. So that meant my husband and I, we do our grocery run on Saturdays, and he said, you know, you probably need to make us a couple masks for the grocery store tomorrow. So I did that. Well, I proceeded to get a boatload of text messages from family, neighbors, or friends and family. Well, friends, family, and neighbors, actually, asking if I could make them up a couple of masks. I think, oh, hold on, Gidget's scratching at the door. I have the door shut. We've been filming the twirls of all the t-shirts. I'm wearing one of the new t-shirts. Look who's here. Oh, Gidget, can you say hi? She's very put out with me right now because we've been going up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs as I've been changing my clothes and filming all the twirls. I'm sorry. Oh, and then she'd lay down and then I'd leave again and she'd follow me. She's very much a Velcro dog. She just goes wherever I go. So that's been frustrating for her. Anyway, also, you're pulling my shirt off. Yes, you are. Yes, yes, you are. So anyway, today was supposed to be some sewing. My son wanted to make a jacket. He just needs a project, and we've ordered the fabric and got it washed, and we were going to work on that today, but then I got all these requests for masks, and that took up about 3.5 hours of the day, which is fine. I'm happy to do that for people because I totally get the panic and the anxiety is there. And I used Mimi G's tutorial, her pattern, for both my masks and my husband's, and I made masks until I ran out of elastic, my skinny elastic. I still have, like, 2 inch and 1.5 inch wide, which does no good, but all of my skinny elastic has now been used. Anyway, and then we delivered them all. So that's what my day turned into, which was just a frantic sewing. My son, bless him, understood that I hate letting my kids down. You know, when I've promised that we would work on this, and he just wants a project so bad. He's just bored. But he just said, Mom, let's wait and let's work on my jacket tomorrow, which is, bless his sweet little heart. But he helped me with the masks. We did it assembly line style, and he helped, threading elastic and all that kind of stuff for me. So he's a really good boy. I'm really lucky with that one. I'm lucky with both my kids, but he's just got a real servant's heart. So, and that made me all emotional too. Anyway, I have finished filming the video. I was kind of wanting to film multiple videos today since my hair and makeup were going to be done, but that's fine. I'll film again on Monday to do Tuesdays and Fridays videos for next week. So that was a lot of jabber to say. This is probably all you're getting for today, but luckily this goes in with Saturday or Sunday's vlog, and I'm planning tomorrow to lay out that striped fabric and show you how to do pattern matching. And then I think you're just going to be watching. I'll set it up and try and keep his face out of it, although it'll be sped up. And you can watch my son and I make a jacket for him. So that is the plan for tomorrow. Let me know if there's any videos. Now that we're done with T-shirt week, people have asked for, I wish you could see her right now, her little head. Hold on. I mean, have you seen a sweeter face? Look at that. She's so cute. Sometimes it just hurts. She's so cute. Oh, you're so cute. You hurt. Sometimes you're so cute. If there's anything that you guys would like to see, I'm planning on doing so T-shirt week's over. I'm kind of thought about doing like a little, I don't know, 2-day or whatever, underwear sewing, because I've got some cut out, and I have a couple of underwear patterns that I've just not made up yet. Let me set her down. She's, that might be kind of fun to do. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I need a break from knits for a little, although I am gonna make this knit jumpsuit, but I need a break from my serger for a little bit after T-shirt week. But I thought I might do that. I'm going to do a video next week of some spring street styles / just things that I'm seeing in on websites, in stores and that kind of thing. And then the patterns on how to recreate those looks. Those videos, I like to do those once a season. So I'm going to do the spring one, I think, this week. I'm also going to do a makes video. I don't normally do a plans video. I don't normally do plans videos, other than if I'm, doing modules and that kind of thing. But I have a whole big thing of fabric that I've pulled and a very long list of some ideas. And I thought I may just do a plans video for what I'm kind of enjoying sewing on a plan during this quarantine. I don't know why. And I have a whole bunch of new patterns that I bought because a lot of them were on sale. I'm staring at a stack of Butterick patterns that you've not seen yet that I got from their newest release. Yeah, and I've got some independent patterns that I bought that were on sale that I really want to sew up. So anyway, I am going to do a plans video, I think. And then I thought I might, just more as a push to make, I've been very conscious of making sure that I get dressed every day, and trying not to just be in workout wear all day long, because I do put on workout wear with the thought that I'm going to do a workout in the morning, but sometimes it's not until late afternoon or, I still haven't done my workout today, although I'm fully dressed and it's 5 o'clock. So it will happen. But anyway, I just think in this time, having a schedule and also a somewhat of a routine and also getting dressed is fantastic. And it just helps with my mental well-being. So I thought that might be something interesting. I'll just do like a week's worth of what I wore kind of type videos, the home version. So that was an idea that I had. What else? Oh, someone had asked about my favorite online fabric stores and independent pattern designers, and just kind of talking about those a little bit. So I can, I can sit and talk forever. So I was going to do a video on that. So let me know. Is there anything else? Those are kind of the Tuesday, Friday videos. I'm going to do on next Sunday a video on how to remove shoulder pad ease out of patterns, vintage patterns mostly, because that, like an 80s pattern. Just a simple tutorial. And then I think I'm going to start a sew along for a wrap dress. I can't remember the pattern number. I'll pop a picture of it up here. I have a cotton voile I want to use because I really want a cotton voile wrap dress. My mom had one in Florida and I want one. And I had a lot of people ask about doing full bust adjustments on surplus necklines, like a wrap neckline. So yeah, I was going to do start a sew along for that. Anyway, any other videos you guys kind of want to see? Let me know. Let me know as we're all sitting here and thinking more about these kind of things. Okay, I think I'm going to let you go for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I think we definitely could, unless something else comes up, but talk about stripe matching tomorrow, and then we'll be sewing my son's jacket. And then from then, we're going to delve into some linen and that kind of thing. So that's the plan. I'm tired and I have a headache. I think my allergies have started to kick in. We've been outside so much, just trying to get some fresh air, and stuff's blooming because it's spring, and I can feel the pressure headache of allergies starting to set in, which, darn it, that's okay. All right, that's all I've got for today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful one, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is, what time is it? It is 9:45. We just finished our online church. Clearly not what I normally look like for church. Feeling much better this morning. I am ready to start a renewed day, and yesterday just got really frantic, I think just because of the whole mask thing. That was just something in our schedule that I had not planned for, and I'm clearly at the edge. The anxiety is right at the verge. So someone else, we were talking on the comments about introverts and how, this is kind of an introvert's dream because, you're home. This is where you love to be. But then the added issue of texts. So getting text from all your friends that are also currently at home and family members and stuff because everyone's bored, and how that can be overwhelming, and that sometimes you just have to leave your phone in the other room and just ignore the texts. I've got a lot of group texts going on right now, groups of friends, family members, that kind of thing, that are all which is lovely, you know, checking in on each other and wanting to chat and stuff like that. But I'm like, I agree. That can become so overwhelming as an introvert when that noise is also going on around you. And, you know, I haven't really, you know, I can sequester myself off into a quiet space of my house, away from my family members for a little bit, but it's not like normal, you know, where I have the house to myself, you know, 5 days a week, all day long. Anyway, I clearly was just on the verge. It was time for, I was on a tipping point, but I'm feeling much better this morning. I had a good night's sleep. We went to church, and now in the living room, now my husband and son are going to do a little construction project, and I'm going to tape together his jacket pattern. So today is going to involve us sewing up. I don't think we'll finish it today, but we're definitely going to, maybe though, I don't know, depends on how much he wants to do of the actual sewing part, but we're going to get that all cut out and get sewing that today too, and I'll take you guys along on that. And then at the end of the day, I am going to show you about stripe matching. So that's what we've got. I also want to apologize to the Great Module Sew Along winners. I have been so overwhelmed with life. I just have not sent the prizes out yet, and I apologize to all 4 of you. And hang in there. Those emails are coming tomorrow. That is on my list, first thing to do tomorrow. So I really apologize about that. Yeah, this whole thing, you know, and then t-shirt week and stuff. Anyway, enough excuses. Those are coming tomorrow. Okay, so let's let's get to do some sewing. Okay, I'll take you guys along with me on that. Right, so here's where we've gotten with my son's jacket. Obviously, this mannequin's much bustier than he is. Actually, much larger than he is. He's so excited. So I thought I had a zipper. We had to lengthen the body of this. This is like a boy's size 12 width. My son is super skinny. And then we added 3.5 inches to the length to make it fit him. Anyway, we are waiting on the zipper. So I thought I had a zipper. I did have a correct size zipper, separating zipper for the normal size, but of course we lengthened it by 3.5 inches, and I didn't even think about the fact that we would need a much longer zipper. So anyway, we got that ordered, so that'll be here Wednesday, so we can finish this Wednesday. So all we have to do is put in the zipper, and then I have the inside collar piece that'll need to go in. So as you can see right now, you know, we've got these raw edges. This will all get covered up once the zipper is in, and then the last piece will cover up this section of the inside of the jacket. So it's a real high-necked jacket, so it kind of comes up over the face a little bit when it's all zipped up, which is what he wanted. Anyway, he picked out the colors. He had a lot of fun, I think, designing the color blocking, you know, which he had picked out the navy. He mostly wanted navy and wanted a little yellow. Our school colors are like blue and yellow, but he wanted to go with the navy blue and the yellow. And then he had a lot of fun picking which parts were yellow, because this pattern, and I'll pop a link up to this pattern, it's a J. Lee pattern, has a ton of options for color blocking. There's so many little pieces, but it makes it easier to cut out of smaller yardages because you can kind of fudge things in and get things to fit in. Because I think we got this out of, well, 1/2 yard of the yellow and then 1.5 of the blue. So anyway, now we're just waiting on the zipper, so we'll finish this up on Wednesday when the zipper comes. All right, let's talk about striped fabrics. Okay, number one, with striped fabrics, I try to never buy stripes that are printed on one side of a fabric, because inevitably those are not straight with the grain of the fabric, and it is nearly impossible to get your stripes to match up, because some will go wonky, and because you want, I mean, if you don't cut on the grain, if you cut with the stripe, then you've got things twisting, yada, yada, yada. So what I mean by that is you want to find stripes that are knitted into the material. So this, for instance, you can see the stripe on the front and the back, and it even looks like knitting. Like you can see, you know, this is the purl side of the jersey. If you knit, you know what that means, but you can kind of see this is the wrong side where they've switched colors. So the machine that knitted this fabric knitted the colors in, it's not printed on. And you can find this, this is a merino knit, but it also, my cotton knits. If you find, usually yarn dyed is what it's called, a stripe, or a knitted stripe as opposed to a printed on stripe, you're going to have much more success. All right, when I am cutting out, technically with any kind of plaid, stripe matching, that kind of thing, you should do it single layer. However, I can usually get away with cutting, especially my knit tops, out with a fold. So what I do is I only fold over a section, number one, and I make sure that all of my stripes are continuous, that they line up, you know, and when I'm folding them, I make sure that this stripe, in fact, goes with this stripe. You don't want to accidentally get off a stripe and have it off grain. And usually you can tell, I mean, things would be bubbling weird down here if that were the case. So that's rule number one. That's going to make sure that your stripes are going horizontally straight across all the way. Then the next thing you want to do, don't worry about center front or center back. That doesn't matter. What matters is the bottom of your side seam. So you want to match that up at a good point. You know, I'll want to match that either, you know, right above a line, or, you know, pick a color basically. This is the Sloan sweatshirt. It's just one I had sitting out. So probably I would go with the bottom of the gray, for instance. So that makes an easy reference point. So when I cut out the back, I also want the bottom of the side seam to be at the bottom of a gray stripe. Next, we're going to come up here. So that's how you're going to get your side seams to match up. So you just want to make sure that your side seam is going to end at the same spot in both places. Now for your sleeve, and you can kind of play around with this a little bit, it's your notch. So look at your notch, and if you want to, like, I don't know, fudge it a little bit to where your notch is right at the top of a gray stripe, you know, just kind of pick which one. You want it close. it may be more important to have this exactly at the bottom because it'd be easier to match up than your arm. And you're going to be, you know, your arm is not going to match all the way around because you've got easing once you get up to this point. So then if you mark, okay, on my notch, I'm at the top of a gray. When you pull out, tripping, your sleeve piece, you can definitely cut your sleeves out, you know, single layer. When you get to your sleeve piece, you're going to want to make sure that your single notch is matched up to a top of a gray. And then, of course, you're going to, well, this is all wonky. Your hem typically should be straight with a stripe. So you'll, you know, wherever that falls, in order for you to get your notch at the top of a gray, then it's probably, yeah, then there we go. Then I'm at the top of a gray here. And then the same, you'll want to match up, you know, the same thing for the back. So you'll want your double notches to fall on the stripe, the same place that they fall on the arm's eye of the back of the shirt. And there you have it. And then when you are sewing, well here, I'll flip it around to talk about sewing. Okay, so then when you are sewing your stripes, I like to have the bottom layer sticking out not even 1/8 of an inch. Just a little bit, so I can make sure and I can see that my stripes or my plaid or whatever are matching up perfectly. Now we can get into really complex things of balanced plaids, unbalanced plaids and all that, which is a whole different ball game. But for your typical stripes, and this would work for even stripes and uneven stripes, you just want to make sure that your repeat, you know, is it the same? You know, if you've got a really, uneven stripe, you know, if it's like a thick stripe, little thick, little thick, you know, or maybe, yeah, whatever, then you just want to make sure that you obviously are matching up to the correct line on both pieces. Now, I'm sure you've seen people that will do the mirror, you know, you'll cut one sleeve out and then just, you know, flip it over and mirror it perfectly onto the fabric to cut the second one out. Of course, that works. But yeah, that's just an easy way. I used mostly balanced stripes, but not always, and that works with uneven. You know, if I've got a 1-inch stripe and then a 1/2 inch stripe and then a 1-inch stripe, you know, where it's a background almost with like a white stripe or whatever, this method works just as well when you're cutting out. And then yeah, when you're sewing, you can either put pins in like every other stripe if you want. You know, I don't sew with pins that often, so I just eyeball it and I'm just constantly making sure that my stripes aren't getting off. And remember, it's your side seam. If your stripes are off just a little bit, and it does drive me nuts if stripes aren't even attempted to be matched across side seams, which are most ready to wear clothes. But yeah, if they're off just a smidge, no one's really paying that close of attention to underneath your arm and your side seam. You know, if things shift just a little bit. So just keep that in mind. But yes, that is how I do my stripe matching. And again, the knitted in stripes or the yarn dyed stripes where the stripes are the same on the front and the back, that is key because that means that they will be on grain. You get stuff with the printed on one side, 9 times out of 10, it's printed not perfectly straight, and that will drive you nuts. So if you've been trying to match stripes on printed on stripes and just can't seem to get them straight, that's why. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful. Okay, I think I'm gonna let you go for today. Let's see, my husband and I went on a walk, but I still have quite a bit of, we have Apple Watches. Have I shown you my Apple Watch? We have Apple Watches, and so we're constantly trying to close our rings, our activity rings, and I still have a lot of calories that have to be done today. I've closed my exercise ring, but it's the movement calories that get me. I don't know why. So I still have that to do. I'm gonna need to make some dinner here soon. Yeah, and then we're just finishing up our weekend here, which has been very nice. And then we've got spring break, so it's just going to be kind of a chill week and doing a whole bunch of fun sewing, I think. My son's jacket, of course, we're putting aside until the zipper comes, and literally just the zipper needs to be popped in and that second collar piece needs to be put in. I probably have maybe 20, 25 minutes left to finish that off. And then my daughter has requested my Monty. Oh my gosh, I just looked up and saw the jacket on the mannequin behind me, and that scared me. I thought thought there was a person standing back there. Okay, I also need to down it on the caffeine. But my daughter wants a Monty shirt. So the Monty shirt dress that I made, my daughter wants a Monty shirt. And so she picked out some fabric. It was from Joyce's stash. It's a really pretty pale purple cotton. So it'll be a little stiffer, but it's kind of cropped. It hits like high hip, which she's really wanting. And we may try and play the flaps, maybe do the flaps in a different stripe than the top, just to make it fun. So anyway, I told her I'd make her one of those tomorrow or this week. So I'll get that cut out. And then I need to work on my Bryce jumpsuit. I have a lot of like patterns laying around that I've printed off. I have a Melody Dolman from Love Notions that's also been printed out that my dog keeps laying on. I'm totally gonna have to re-iron that pattern. But I have some linen with a stripe that I want to make that shirt in. So yeah, I think I'm gonna tackle those first because they are already printed out. I also have that Sloan sweatshirt. In fact, I was just using it as an example on the knit, on the stripe, that I'm going to cut out the sweatshirt, this Rust sweatshirt, just to go ahead and get that done because those are out. And then I'm also working on a pattern test this week. So that's what we got going on for the daily vlogs. I'm going to be doing some filming tomorrow. I want to film both Tuesday's video and Friday's video. So yeah, that's kind of what we got on the docket. So good night, everyone. I hope you have had a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.